It's been a tough week for Arsenal, with more injuries than an A&E triage down your local hospital, losing 2-0 away to Bournemouth, another player sent off. There's 3 players sent off in 8 games. Beating Shakhtar 1-0 in a lacklustre performance, only winning through an own goal basically. And then now, Arteta is always, I feel like the Arsenal fan base is a powder keg ready to explode every time Arsenal lose a game. They descend straight into madness.
See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Shut up. How about I'll send you the link and you come and tell me why I need to shut up, mate?
I think I'm allowed to say then that was a load of nonsense that we're hearing from so-called Arsenal fans.
It's Jason Gundy! Has anyone seen Arsenal? Mikel Arteta! The clock end! Can you me clock end? You're going to win a beating!
So I think that reference, the Joker reference, was a good reference to use. Madness is like gravity. All it takes is one little push. With the Arsenal fans, though, all it probably takes is one little before they descend into absolute madness. They don't know whether they want Arteta in or Arteta out. I heard on TalkSport after the Shakhtar game, a few callers called in and saying he ain't the man for the job. And, you've seen a few podcasts over since the Bournemouth game up until today that they're having it out with each other, the Arsenal fans. Their opinions are clashing. You've got YouTubers going on to other YouTubers, podcasts, and having it out, doing big streams with it. So it's becoming an issue. Arsenal fans are always viral, you know what I mean? Well, that powder keg ready to explode, ready to jump on Arteta's back. Arteta's always one defeat away from the fans just going into absolute madness. I mean, is it justified, the madness? Let's start with the Arteta outs. Is it justified to be an Arteta out fan? I mean, they've given good reasons. The Arteta out clicks that he ain't won nothing since the FA Cup, which is nearly 4 or 5 years ago. He's had, a bad transfer window. The performances haven't been great this season. Getting disciplinary issues. And like I said, all it takes for the Arteta out to get bigger and bigger is these little cases where you might lose, or he makes a bad decision, picks the wrong team. I mean, he picked the wrong team against Bournemouth. It was so defensive. You're playing with three CDMs basically, and that was before we went down to 10 men. And that's another issue with Arteta. When he goes down to 10 men, it don't matter who. Listen, against Man City, yeah, put everyone behind the ball and some. Do you know what I mean? I get that, but against Bournemouth, don't change your tactic that drastically. You took off Sterling straight away. Keep it the same. You can still play with 4 at the back. Stick right. You've got 3 central midfielders there. Stick right into central defence for the time being. See how it goes. But play with the rest. Play the 2 CMs. Play with the wingers. Play with Kai up front. He goes too defensive when we go down to 10 men. It's just, you're either going to lose or you're going to win with draw with Arteta. You ain't going to come out with a win like the old school, like the Arsene Wenger days. Go down to 10 men, still go on to win the game, because he didn't change his philosophy. And I get, like I said, I get it with Man City going down to 10 men for 45 minutes. Yeah, fair play. Sit behind the ball. But when you're playing against Bournemouth, you still got a chance to beat Bournemouth with 10 men. We're a lot better than them, even though we didn't look it. But we're a lot better than them. So tactically, when we go down to 10 men, it's forget it. Arteta, forget it, mate. You got no chance of getting us fans. Hard-paying fans that go and watch that. You're giving them nothing. And then against Shakhtar, Shakhtar, they're not a good, they're not a team. They were quite a hard, veterans of the European footballing scene. Been there, done it, not won it, but they're always there consistently. Had some big wins along the way, but they're not the team of old. That should have been a hammering. You're getting Arsenal fans down there on a Wednesday night. It's freezing cold. Kids have got school in the morning. And you're still, you're filling out the stadium for that horrible performance, and then for the fans to be walking out 15 minutes towards the end because they couldn't take it no more. It's like, do you know what? I've got work in a few hours. I can't believe, I'd rather have just watched this at home and then gone to bed. Now I've got to travel all the way back home. By the time I get home, I'm going to get like minimum hours sleep here. So I get that, and I get the Arteta. That's why I do get the Arteta out discussion, and I get why it's getting bigger. Like the Arteta out click is getting bigger. Like I said, you heard the fans on Talksport phoning up, not just your usual YouTubers giving it the Arteta out, but if people are starting to realise, whoa, hold on here, like, is he the man to get us over the line? I mean, it's not looking that way, is it? It's not looking that way at all. I mean, the two performances before the Bournemouth defeat, I mean, they weren't great performances, were they? Like, we were chasing the game in the end in both of them games. Before you know it, like, you're chasing a game at home to Southampton and Leicester, the two whipping boys of the Premier League, and then and then you lose to Bournemouth because you're playing that horrible tactic when you go down to 10 men. It's just everyone behind the ball, and then you're leaving Kai Havertz up front on his own. Yeah, he's got good hold-up play, but it's no good having hold-up play when you ain't got no wingers or anything running through. You've got no attacking options, so there's no point having Havertz doing that. You know what I mean? You might as well just, like you did, you threw Martinelli up front, a bit of pace. You brought on Ethan far too late. You needed him on the pitch. Far too late. You threw him into the lion's den almost. Like, go on, mate, get me a result. Oh, I look like the good guy out of this. I'm playing my youngsters. My youngsters save me. I've got faith in my youngsters. Didn't work, put him straight in the lion's den in a game like that where we were crap with 11 men, let alone 10 men. Terrible performances the last few games. So since Leicester, even since City, like, that was a tactical genius that he done well there. Like, I thought to myself, Joe, what, we're unlucky in that game. We're really unlucky. Tactical genius. And then to, like, that's how, football is a fickle game. To the last, Leicester, Southampton, Bournemouth, Shakhtar have been absolutely horrendous. And, you're getting fans turning on you because of that. Is it justified? Like I said, yeah, it is justified. If you had a trophy and if you had a couple of trophies in the cabinet, it might be more acceptable to have a sort of dip in performance. But you haven't given us no trophies. You can't get us over the line. So that's why people are turning. Arteta's always one game away from absolute madness, like I've said. And now let's move on to the Arteta in still. That's me. I'm still an Arteta in guy because I don't see the benefit of sacking him quite yet. I mean, for Arsenal to sack Arteta, I mean, he's got to be 20 points off the Premier League title race come February. For him to get the sack, got to be out the Champions League. Something's drastically got to go wrong for Arteta to get the sack. As an Arsenal fan, sometimes your judgment is clouded because you're looking, you're comparing basically the last 15 years of absolute crap, and now Arteta, this is the first bit of progress we've seen in the last couple of years. So now we're holding on to it because it's something we haven't had for ages. We haven't had this competing for the Premier League until the last day of the season. We haven't had that for so long, so we're holding on to it, and it's clouding our judgment because now you think that's enough. He's doing better than what the shit was before. So is that a good comparison? You only judged on the trophies, and that's what I'm totally in on that. I'm totally on that. Trophies make you the men you are. Players. That's why you got talk of Saliba now leaving to go to Real Madrid. And that's another thing. You don't win a trophy this season. That's Saliba gone, definitely. And then that might start off a chain reaction. Odegaard might go. Who else? Saka might, Bukayo might go. So, if you don't win nothing this season, it could be disastrous for Arsenal. Absolutely disastrous because the players are going to look at. I mean, look, Harry Kane, loyal to Spurs, loyal to the Spurs. Henry, loyal to Arsenal. But it gets to a point when when they're talking to their grandchildren. The grandchildren ain't going to care that you were top goal scorer. They want to see Premier League try. My granddad was a Premier League winner. My granddad was a Champions League winner. That's why Harry Kane, Thierry Henry, they were loyal to the core. They were Henry's Arsenal through and through. Kane's Spurs through and through. But it gets to a point where, trophies clearly talk. And if you ain't got nothing to show for it at the end of your career, what does that mean? What does that mean for that player individually? Yeah, they've scored lots of goals, but look, Henry left Arsenal and he went on to win the Champions League, which he couldn't win at Arsenal. He won a La Liga, he's gone on to do massive things. Van Persie, I forget. I'm not even going to talk about Van Persie because I can't. No, that's not. Sorry. Does it Van Persie and Henry in the same sentence? No way. Sorry, I did that. He's not loyal. He wasn't loyal. But anyway, that's another discussion for another video. So yeah, I get like the Arteta, the Arteta's in. I do get that the progress we've shown in the last couple of seasons, but I think we have let it cloud our judgment a bit. I mean, how many how many close but no cigars can we have? How many close but no cigar seasons can we have? We need that cigar. We need that cigar. We need that big Cuban at the end of the season, just champions. That champion cigar, you know. But it's not over till the fat lady sings, so we don't know what could happen. We could turn it around. Maybe we needed this dip in performances to, push us on, kick us on a bit, and to look at ourselves and say, hold on, you know, all right, fair play. Referees have been a bit funny, but is it, let's look at ourselves now. Let's just look at ourselves. Our performances have been crap, you know, disciplinary issues. Let's start looking at ourselves. I've said it on other videos, everyone forgets the first, so we've had Rice sent off and Trossard sent off basically within the first half. Rice was sent off, 3-4 minutes into the second half of the Brighton game. Trossard sent off in the first half of the Man City game. Let's not forget the first yellow cards though. So they've already picked up 2 yellow cards by 48 minutes, both of them. 48 minutes, 2 yellow cards. That's a disciplinary issue. We forget about the first original yellow card that they probably, why are you flying in getting booked straight away? We don't need that. We don't need that. So start looking at yourselves, Arsenal. Start looking at your performances. Stop blaming referees now. I'm fed up with the whole conspiracy. Basically, because of the dark arts, the referees have turned on us because we made referees look like they can't do their job because we're getting away with absolute bloody murder. And now the referees, they're looking at any little thing to get an Arsenal player done. Anytime they do this dark art they want, they're gonna come and discipline an Arsenal player. Listen, just don't put the referee in that position. I've said it countless times. Stop putting yourselves in that position. Start looking at yourselves. Start performing like we were performing. Find the balance, Arteta, of the 2 previous seasons. One season was great attacking. The next season was great at defending. Put them together. You've got a great team there. At the start of the season, we were we were probably joint favourites with Man City to win the league. So there is something there. Like, people do believe in you, and I love what you've done. I do. That's why I'm an Arteta in, because I do love what you've done. But you can't win trophies with sentimental feelings. So I can only be sentimental for so long. You know what I mean? And you're a ruthless guy, Mr. Arteta. You know what it's like to be ruthless. The way you've treated Ramsdale, Ben White, justified. I don't know. You're the boss, but that was quite ruthless. The way you've come in and got rid of the deadwood. You had to be ruthless. You had to drop the captain on Bamian. You were ruthless. Drop the high earners like Özil. Ruthless. So you can't expect the Arsenal fans not to turn ruthless onto you. You've installed this ruthlessness in us Arsenal fans that that's our standard now. It's just a ruthless standard. Any defeat, we're going to turn on your back. Any bad performance, win or lose, we're going to turn on your back. And that's what we've got to be careful of. Like I said, I'm Arteta in. There's nothing we can do now till the end of the season. We get him out at the end of the season, fair play. No one's going to complain if Arteta. The thing is, even the Arteta ins, come the end of the season and we ain't got no trophies again, no one's going to complain. I don't think a lot of people will complain with getting rid of him and replacing him, even the Arteta ins. So, hopefully that brings us together. Because like you're seeing now, there is a divide. There is loads of YouTubers going on podcasts, having it out. It's drama, it's clicks, it's views. I get that. It's entertaining. But let's not forget, like, why we do this. We do this so we can give it an opinion, not to cuss each other, not to insult each other's channels. We're here just to give an opinion. Like it or not, it doesn't really matter. Some people like my opinion, some people don't. I'm almost like, like I said, I'm Arteta in for now. He's got to do a lot wrong for me for Arteta to get sacked. I mean, we've got to be 20 points off the league for him to get the sack. We've got to be out of everything by February. Then I'm thinking, right, we might have to just get rid of him now. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed this video. Smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back for some more videos.